everyone, Lou here. As you know, I love me a simulator game, from The Sims 4, Princess Maker 2, and growing up are just games that I find so addicting and honestly satisfying to play. I heard about this game a long time ago. It really blew up around a lot of my circles, but I just really slept on it until it was about $6 on Steam, so I decided to just go for it. Today, let's talk about Needy Streamer Overload. Needy Streamer Overload is a game developed by Shimomo Nialara and Ohi Sashiburi, published under some sort of sub-branch of Kadokawa on January 21st, 2022 to massive critical acclaim and high popularity. The game's critical acclaim largely came from content creators like myself in exploring the stress and dark side of content creation, while others came from those suffering from mental illness who found comfort in the portrayal of mental illness and being chronically online going hand in hand. Though the game wasn't always called Needy Streamer Overload, I noticed it went by a few different names during development. I found a few articles discussing the game's title as Needy Girl Overdose, and Steam frequently makes the typo of Needy Streamer Overdose, which I assume was also a working title at some point. I thought that was super interesting when development of indie games like this isn't always public, and I found the working title name changes to be interesting. It kind of shows the thought process of the developers as the game went on. Before I start this review, this is a highly triggering game and does warn you every single time you are on the title screen. If you are triggered by substance abuse, self-harm, thoughts of unaliving, exploitation, and porn addiction, then I really don't recommend playing this game. The last thing I want to do is trigger someone's trauma or anything like that, so remember to look out for yourself and your mental health, guys. This game, despite its colorful, cutesy vaporwave aesthetics, is also not for children. Oh my god, this is not for children at all. This game is strictly 18+ due to its themes and talks of porn addiction in some endings, so yeah, do not play this game if you are a minor, or if you were thinking of gifting this game to a teenager or something. Alright, let's begin. You play as Pichon, the boyfriend of Ame who wants to be a streamer. Ame has severe depression and abused in her personal life before, so she has completely given up on society. She believes her last resort now is to be a streamer, and she wants 1 million followers in a single month. I know that's pretty damn unrealistic, when it definitely takes a lot longer than a month to reach 1 million followers, but you know, this is a game and it's to show her unrealistically high standards. Her streamer persona is called OMG-KawaiiAngel, or K-Angel. Rather than a VTuber, it's her in cosplay, I think? You may ask how that wig is possible, but let me tell you, I recently saw a doll wig of K-Angel's hair that was extremely close to the game, so just know that it is possible. Ame is quiet, depressed, sarcastic, and generally just extremely pessimistic, while her persona of K-Angel is dorky, cheerful, and generally very bubbly. Basically, K-Angel is everything Ame doesn't view herself as. From there, the game has 27 different outcomes for Ame. Each ending explores a different dark side to being a streamer, from being addicted to substances, keeping up with grueling schedules, porn addiction due to exploitation, self-harm being encouraged, and completely falling off the deep end in mental health, while the world just laughs and thinks it's a joke. A good example being an ending where K-Angel becomes a cult from spiraling in her mental health and going too far into conspiracy theories and substances. It mimics what I've seen from a lot of YouTubers in my day, watching as someone spirals in their mental health and just says some really insane stuff like dogs are just lizards in top hats. Another good example is the self-harm ending, as it eerily reminds me of a real-life situation. Roro-chan 1999 was a 14-year-old girl who would stream on an obscure Japanese streaming site where she was exploited by adults in the comments of these streams, and her parents heavily neglected her. At some point, Roro-chan announced she would end her life and become a legend, where comments encouraged her, and sadly Roro passed away on the live stream. I couldn't help but be reminded of that with the self-harm ending, which I think shows how incredibly disturbing being on the internet when you're mentally at your lowest can be. While I've never personally experienced anything like this game, I will admit I could highly relate to the stress and that need to just keep pumping out content after content in those moments where you're just so determined to make this work. I'm not saying I pump out slop, at least I try not to, but I definitely have had my moments where I did throw something at the wall to see if it stuck because I wanted so badly to keep my channel going. Then again, I'm sure every YouTuber could say that, right? I've seen fellow content creators do something similar. Hell, I've seen my YouTuber friends do something similar. I can't quite say it's an addiction for me personally, but it absolutely is for other people, and I think it must have been really eye-opening for a lot of people who say things like streaming and content creation is easy. Let me tell you, it's not. It just looks easy the same way playing chess looks easy. There is also some commentary on parasocial relationships between a creator and their audience, mainly from the creator's perspective, because there are times where the creator is the one pushing the parasocial vibe on the audience, though once you reach specific endings you find out Pichon isn't actually real and just an imaginary friend Ame made up because she has no friends and she doesn't know how to express her more positive thoughts. This is a little weird in endings where you end up getting addicted to Pichon and becoming a spicy addict, quote unquote, but you know, it could just be a corn addiction and a toy addiction if you know what I mean. The only real good ending in my eyes is Ame repeatedly going to a hospital and then going, you know what? I should get help for this instead of doing this, cause goodness knows all these endings are extremely dark. They're not too dark, as this game breaks it up with moments of comedy. Some say it's tonally insensitive, but I disagree, because I do have a dark sense of humor, and sometimes I do cope with humor, so this is just down to a matter of personal opinion. Overall, I think this game is brilliant in its story, and portraying just so many different sides of being on the internet. Oh my gosh, this gameplay is extremely hard, but it makes sense given the story and Ame. The game has you juggle Ame's mental health, affection that she has with Pichon, and stress, all while you increase her follower count to 1 million in about 20-something days. On top of that, you have to pay attention frequently via the line knockoff, otherwise it's an automatic game over. When I say you have to pay attention to her, you have to pay attention to her. Or it's just an automatic game over on day 5 or 9, depending on how you've been paying attention to her before that. Just spam emojis at the very least, you know, whatever works. I will say it is very cute though, and sometimes it kind of does feel like you're talking to Ame, even though you aren't, you're just sharing emojis and whatever system is replying back with, I don't know, matching emojis or negative thoughts on the emojis, something like that. I'm not gonna pretend how I know this system works. Each activity you have Ame do also unlocks an inspiration for her, that in turn unlocks a potential ending. An example where if you have her do all 5 conspiracy theory streams, she'll go off the deep end and think of herself as an angel who has come to save the world. If you have her do all 5 mental breakdown streams, she'll have a complete mental breakdown by breaking character on stream and getting banned for doing substances live. If you do a bunch of spicy suggestive streams, she basically becomes an OnlyFans streamer and purposefully degrades herself for attention. Something I've definitely heard about with a lot of content creators, so that was really interesting to see. You could also get inspiration from vanity searching, Twitter browsing, watching movies, browsing what is basically 4chan, and going on random dates with guys on Tinder. I say the official names because, I mean, we all know that's Netflix, like, come on, guy. Aesthetically, the game is extremely colorful with a chaotic chiptune soundtrack that matches whatever ending you're going for, too. An example where if Ame is struggling mentally, the main theme will be playing with a random stock sound screen, which threw me off for a second. The pixel art is also really good, too. Really well animated, since I wasn't expecting a game like this to have so many sprites for each little thing you do. You know, despite Ame being emotionless on the outside, she's actually a really expressive character. KawaiiAngel is also very cute in design too, even though it's not quite getting an angel vibe from me. Then again, there's a lot of VTubers who are supposed to have a specific vibe that I don't see at all in their designs, so I think that's supposed to be an angel to comment on how you guys will view the manic pixie dream girl trope as angelic. That's my take anyway. Though I will say navigation to settings wasn't exactly the best if you're trying to play this game on a bigger resolution, or to turn down the music to watch a podcast while you play. There is no full screen mode for this game on purpose, of course, but I don't see that as an issue when that kinda is the point here. The vaporwave aesthetic clashing with Jidaike is also really appealing to me. I don't think vaporwave and Jidaike could work aesthetically, but maybe because both are so tonally different, but maybe Ame works wonderfully against a vaporwave backdrop in her cutesy Jidai clothes because it's just the art style's so good. Overall, the gameplay is hard as fuck, but it is really fun, and thanks to the character writing, it makes you really want to finish the game to completion. The art style is just also fantastic, and I love incorporations of real fan art, as it adds kind of a realistic charm to the game. I could tell this game was a love letter to some of the most fucked up anime and visual novels on the planet. It takes influence from Perfect Blue, Serial Experiments Lane, Sayonara no Oshiete, Shizuku, and Denpa visual novels in general. It's surprising considering how taboo Denpa visual novels are today, due to the very confusing and stupid rise of purity culture with a new generation of visual novel fans, but I like to see it because I'm the type to be very open about art even when it's fucked up and I don't personally agree with it. I seriously can't recommend this game enough if you can handle it. I adore this game, and it's just super fascinating, fun, and eye-opening introspection on the darkest possible side for a content creator. Remember, just play it as long as you can handle it when I know this game isn't emotionally for everyone. You can play Needy Streamer Overload on PlayStation 5, Steam, Mac, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch. Though, due to Nintendo's policy regarding substances in games, the Switch version censors the substances with sweets like macarons and cakes. It waters down the seriousness to me, but you could take it as an Alice in Wonderland reference. I mean, people love making Alice in Wonderland just about some girl tripping on Zaza, if you know what I mean. But yeah, you guys let me know down below if you love this game. Do you plan to play it too? I adore this game, but as always, let me know down below. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. And if any old or new subs would like to help support my channel in any possible way, my Ko-fi page is down below in the description, along with links to all of my social media tabs. For any subscribers, new or old, who'd like to help with video ideas, or maybe just want to talk about anime or something with some like-minded people, I have a fan server link down below. See you next time!